All right, and we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Good uh, afternoon, evening, whatever you feel like it is right now. Just a little bit before 4 o'clock. Got 5 minutes till game time. Let me turn down my volume real quick. Check. There we go. Don't want to blow your guys' ears out. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to KCW LP Pendleton 104.1 FM. This is Wyatona. All by my lonesome today. Boots with the Fur couldn't make it, and well, I don't know if he couldn't make it. I just didn't hear from him, and yeah. So yeah, like I said, we got a few minutes before game time for the girls here. JV boys just finished. It was a very interesting game. It was 40-40. Our boys turned the ball over, fouled the other team. They got 2 free throws, made them both. 9 seconds left, and they didn't get no points in there, so Umatilla JV boys took the win. So, but then on the other hand, the Nixyaawii girls end up JV end up winning 25-2. So I sat here and yeah, sorry, I'm sitting here kind of getting a little bit of caught up here. So shout out to Anson back at the station as well, making sure that we're on the airwaves for you guys. Again, you're listening to us on KCW LP Pendleton 104.1 FM. Either watching us on YouTube, listening to us on YouTube, or listening to us on the airwaves, like I said, by way of 104.1 FM. I just got a notification here. I usually don't go on my phone during the game. Anson says you can call him Wyatona, but I'm going to start calling him the mailman because he'll bring the Nixyaawii game in the rain, sleet, or snow. So, but yeah, we had some freezing rain last night. Both boys and girls had some big wins over Four Rivers yesterday at the Golden Eagles Nest. Sat next to a kind of a rowdy crowd, and let me tell you what, you guys, you're probably going to hear a lot of it on my mic tonight. I'm sitting next to the rowdy section over here to my right. So, just an FYI. But anyway, yeah, like I said, the girls, both teams had big wins. It was 30-plus point wins on both ends. And I'm going to stick up for Four Rivers. I know what it's like, and I know the fans, because I know what it's like to have referees to be against you the entire game. The girls' game wasn't close ever. It was a runaway from the start. Then the boys' game looked promising, but end up not working out that way. Because after the first quarter, Nixyaawii kind of hit some momentum, and it just stayed with them. So at the end of the day, Nixyaawii got both big wins. Like I said, both 30-pointer games. I can't remember exact scores, but those streams are live on the YouTube page for KCW, so be sure to check that out. If you're not following the KCW YouTube page, you better do so you can keep up to date with the games. Or if you want to watch them, re-watch them, because they're going to be there. But anyway, so just about a minute until game time here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being an active participant in the drawing the OCAA Foundation and by attending this
So
event.
they're making an announcement here. I'm not
Your
exactly
dollars entered the game today directly goes to the
not
benefits
exactly sure what
program that
happens.
helps students get on the field of play and keep them safe while participating. We
But
thank you for your attendance tonight
anyway,
and
so like I
support of
said,
the
it's
Vikings
just a
Athletic
solo show
Organization.
today. I'm running the camera and the mics and making sure the stream's looking all right. And so far, so good. It looks like we're going to be getting ready for the national anthem here shortly, so we'll be getting ready for that. But hope you guys are staying warm and staying safe wherever you guys may
The OSC
be.
and the member schools believe in foundation
Because
lives associated
last
with
night, man,
participating
after the
efforts
games,
together
it
to
was
advance
slick.
future Morgan
I will
School
tell you, I
organization.
Charlie Browned it.
Each year, the OSC
I went
Foundation
to
distributes more than $100,000 back
drop
to
off
schools
this
and
equipment
students
back to the
statewide.
station,
Learn more about the
and I came
OSCAA
out thinking
Foundation
I
and
was
help
gonna be
plans
cool, but
tonight at
nope.
Varsity
Charlie Browned it,
Elementary
man. My
School
legs went up,
tomorrow.
landed
By
flat on my
visiting
back.
our
If
website
my
at
hair wasn't in a bun, man, I would have probably probably got a concussion. But I
The
am
OSCA
alive and I am well,
Foundation,
so
enhancing
and I
future
hope it is the same thing for
organizational
you guys.
excellence.
Hope you guys were able to make it home safely
Ladies and
last night,
gentlemen,
and
please
um,
rise
if you
for
guys are
the
coming
playing
here
of
or
the national anthem.
whatever the case may be. But national anthem looks like, and they got a flag right there, but they're going to use this. All right, so that's your national anthem right there. Now we're going to get ready to heading into starting lineups. So it'll be first we're visiting
Ladies and
Nixyaawii
gentlemen,
Golden
welcome to
Eagles.
Ball Hall of Court at the pit for this girls varsity matchup. It has the
But
Nixyaawii Golden
yeah,
Eagles versus your Umatilla Vikings.
well, I guess they're doing the.
First, the starters for the Golden Eagles
Oh,
of
just kidding.
Nixyaawii.
I don't know what they're going on. They're going on here.
Senior guard 5'6", number 15.
So first off, we got a
Mercedes
senior, number 15, Mercedes Hart, aka Bug.
A senior 5'5", number 20.
Another
Kayla
senior,
Picard.
number 20, Kayla Picard.
At 5'6", a senior number 23.
Another senior, number
16
23,
Moses.
Sistine Moses.
At 5'4", a senior number 24.
And another
Sophie
senior, number
Bronson.
24, Sophie Bronson.
And
And as always, the
number 32, Ella
junior amongst the
Stewart.
seniors, Ella Stewart. So that's your starting five for your Nixyaawii Golden Eagles.
And
Now the starting lineups for the Umatilla Vikings. We need to up our game with our starting announcements because this guy's killing it. So starting number 10, Lily Mendoza. Number 3, Maeli Cardenas. Number 13, Jaylee Rodriguez. Number 14 is the sophomore Alyssa Bowe. And number 15, junior Misha Hill. So that's your starting lineup for the home team, the Umatilla Vikings. So they have a couple seniors on the team. So a fairly young team, I would say. So, but again, hope you guys, wherever you guys are tuning in from, are safe and sound and staying warm, staying healthy. Because yeah, man, not only is it the the flu, cold, COVID, whatever it may be, but it's also the freezing cold. So, and also by the way, happy Indian New Year. Indian New Year starts on the winter solstice, which is today. So I'll cover that a little bit more here in a bit. Getting ready to start off the game. Stewart's got quite an advantage on the tip. She gets the ball. Nixyaawii with the ball to start the game. Bronson to Moses. Moses to Hart. Hart to Stewart, but gets intercepted, and it's going to stay with the Golden Eagles. They're moving the ball around pretty quick right off the bat. So Bronson's going to inbound the ball. She gets it into Moses. Moses drives it in for 2. No good. Gets a rebound out to Bronson. Bronson to Hart. Hart to Stewart. Stewart to Picard. Picard back to Bronson. Bronson for 3. No good. Picard gets the ball back. Passes it to Moses. Moses to Stewart. Stewart to Hart. Hart to Bronson. Bronson to Moses. Moses for 2. No good. Gets a rebound. Puts it back up. No good once again. Offensively struggling. They finally get a defensive rebound there. The Vikings take the ball forward now for the. Well, I guess now they take the ball forward for themselves. Moses was kind of slow to get up and down the court for defense. Gotta stay on top of it. So number 14 here now, Bo has the ball, passes it down. Stewart intercepts and it stays with the Vikings. Substitution already being made for the Vikings. Number 23, Evelyn Avita. Ain't gonna lie, they got a cool little board here, and I think Nixyaawii could make more use of the other board that we have, but personal opinions. Now number 10 here takes a shot, no good. Picard on the rebound, all the way down to Hart. Hart loses it, gets it, saves it. Double teamed, passes it over to Bronson. Bronson to Stewart. Stewart for two, no good. Still offensively not knocking down their shots. Here number 10 taking the ball down, Mendoza for two, no good. So a slow start for both teams, saved by Mendoza, but Ella gets the ball over to Hart. Hart passes to Moses. Moses for two, and there we go, 2 points. First points on the board for the Golden Eagles, taken by Moses off the assist to Hart. So now a 2-point game. 2 minutes have just gone by in the game. Vikings with the ball. Mendoza has the ball now. Passes it over to number 14, which is Bo. Bo is going to pass it over to Cardenas. Cardenas back to Mendoza. Mendoza with the shot. No good. Rebounded by Stewart. Stewart's going to pass it up to Picard. Picard bounces it up to Moses. Moses takes the ball up. No good. Trying to look for the contact, but just didn't get it called. So Vikings with the ball going back on their offense. Golden Eagles back on defense. Mendoza crosses up on Bug. The Bug stays right on top of her. Turnover there on the Vikings. They were trying to pass the ball, try to save it in front of the Golden Eagles bench, but it was no good. They were on the line. Moses inbounds to Bronson. Bronson's going to take the ball forward for the Golden Eagles. Offensively, like I said, they got a slow start. Bronson passes to Moses. Moses, long haul pass there. I'm not sure who it was intended to, but Bronson ended with it. Passes it to Hart. To Stewart, no good. Still trying to look for the contact, but they're not getting no calls. So now Mendoza has the ball for the Vikings. Stolen by Mercedes. So Bug's going to take it all the way down for two. No good, but she gets fouled on the shot. She'll be going to the line for two. So the foul was called on number 10, Mendoza. Her first team. So Mercedes will be taking 2 shots. I was calling everybody Bug last night, or Hart, or whatever. I'm not sure what the deal was there, but Hart misses her first free throw. Again, offensively, they're struggling to start the game here. Takes her second shot, and it's good. Timeout taken by the Golden Eagles. So 4:44 left in the first quarter. I like that board they got there. They're interactive with it. But anyway, like I said, again, hopefully you guys are all staying warm and staying safe wherever you guys may be. If you're not here in Umatilla, there's quite a few fans here. Not a whole lot, which makes sense. The roads were nice coming over this way. But anyway, yeah, like I said, just hope you guys are all staying safe out there, and thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are able to enjoy the stream, and I'm glad to be able to provide that for you guys. So Mendoza takes the ball forward, passes it over number 15. Number 15 is Hill. I'm not sure what happened there, jump ball, so it's going to stay with the Vikings. Vikings turned the ball over, but they get the ball back, and it ended up being a jump ball somehow, some way. So number 3 is trying to take the ball at 14 with the shot there. 3 points, no good. Rebounded by Moses. Moses to Stewart. Stewart to Picard. Picard way down there for Hart, but no good. Yeah, at this point, I think it'd be smart for the Golden Eagles to start making some plays that'll get them to score. You know, it's been a rough start for both teams. Umatilla's not even on the board yet. Nixyaawii has a lot of shot attempts when nothing went in. Bronson with the ball off the steal, passes up to Hart. Hart's going to pass it to Stewart. Stewart's going to pass it to Picard. Picard for 2, no good. Rebounded by the Vikings. And they're pressing. The Golden Eagles are pressing on defense now. Got to stay on top of them without fouling. Another turnover by the Vikings. Moses with the ball, passes up to Picard. Picard to Hart. Back to Picard for 2. So Kayala gets her first points on the game in the game. 3:30 left in the first quarter. Mendoza with the ball, passes it over to Cardenas. Cardenas passes it to number 15. We got to get the names down, but rebounded by Stewart. Got blocked by the board on that shot, but Stewart gets the rebound, gets it to Hart, to Bronson, back to Hart. Hart's going to take the ball up, passes it to Picard. Picard's going to pass it over to Moses for 3. No good. Out of bounds. Ella tossed the ball out, or hit the ball out, I should say. Substitution for the Golden Eagles. So happy checking in for Moses.
So happy checks in for the Golden Eagles.
Man, this announcer here has got some got some energy. We need that back at home. But anyway, number 10 here with the ball. That is Mendoza. Gets trapped by the Golden Eagles. Stolen. Bronson with the ball now. She's going to drive it all the way up for 2. Euro step and got it. I don't think I quite got that on the camera, but Bronson got a little Euro step and got it in. So timeout now by the Vikings. 7-0 right now. 2:40 remains in the first quarter. So, yeah, pretty slow start for the Golden Eagles, or for both teams, I should say. But I believe the Golden Eagles are starting to kind of wake up. If I didn't mention it earlier, the JV girls end up winning 25-2. So all the girls got to touch the floor a little bit for that game, including some of our varsity. But most of it was the junior varsity team. And again, the JV boys end up losing a barn burner right at the end there. It was 40-42. Vikings end up getting that win. So, and again, last night, I don't remember the scores exactly, but Nixyaawii did get big wins over Four Rivers on both ends. Four Rivers, that was our first time playing against them. So it was a good experience for our teams. Got all the JV younger players got to touch the floor and get some minutes in, which is good. Development right there, so. Not sure exactly what just happened there. So happy gets the steal and then knocks it out. So it's going to go to the Vikings again. So fast-paced action, I guess, is what you would want to call that, because moves are happening very quickly. There's going to be a foul called on Hart. Be her first team. Mendoza into number 23, Avita. Avita over to Bo. Bo takes a mid-range shot. No good. Rebounded by Picard. Picard looks to get the ball down to Hart. See this a lot. And 1. Hart with 2 points off the assist of Picard. And go to the line for 1 more. So that foul is called number 10, Mendoza. That's her second personal and second team. Grace Moses checks in for the Golden Eagles, as well as number 13, Rodriguez checks in for the Vikings. Sistine checks in for the Golden Eagles as well. Kyla goes to sit out. Stewart went to sit out. Hard at the line for 1. It's good. Well, it was good, but lane violation, I guess, so. Wasn't sure who crossed the line, but the end one was no good due to a lane violation. Vikings with the ball, mid-range shot right there, no good. Bounced off the head of So Happy. Rebounded by Moses. Moses up to Bronson. Bronson's going to take the ball up. Stops. She could have popped the shot there, but she didn't. Takes that shot. It was no good. Rebounded by number 14, Bo. Passes it up to Rodriguez. Stolen by Hart. Hart to Bronson. Bronson's going to take the ball up here for the Golden Eagles. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Bronson passes to Moses. Moses over to Hart. Hart will not ever shoot a 3, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but she passes it to Bronson. Bronson will shoot. And she misses. Rebounded by Moses. Moses passes it over to So Happy. So Happy to Hart. Hart down to So Happy, or Grace again. So Moses for 2. And Bo's going to take the ball forward for the Vikings. Bo gets it down to number 23, Avita, but loses the ball. Hart with the ball now. She's going to take it all the way in for 2. No good, but gets her own rebound. Gets it out to Sistine. Sistine for 3. No good. Rebounded by Moses. Grace Moses. She passes it up to Bronson. Bronson to Sistine. Sistine no good. Jump ball once again. I believe it should be going to the Golden Eagles. Sistine's looking to get contact on those shots and get a call, but they're not making those calls. So hopefully she recognizes that those calls aren't always going to be there and starts to take some better shots. Moses gets it to Bronson. Bronson to Hart. Hart to Grace Moses. I forget there's 2 Moseses out there. So Happy with the ball. Passes out to Hart. Hart to Sistine. Sistine over to Sophie. Sophie for 3. Gets her first shot there. Or first points. She had well, actually, I lie. She had a little Euro step in there earlier. So Sophie's going to take it up. Pass it to Hart. Hart for 2. Good. Off the assist to Bronson. And that's your first quarter. End of the first quarter, it is 14-0. Golden Eagles looking pretty strong after they got a little wake up. Again, thank you for tuning in to KCW LP Pendleton 104.1 FM. Okay, so my inside sources here. Cliff, he messaged me saying 75-16 Nixyaawii girls last night over Four Rivers, and then 70-32 for the boys. So that was your scores for yesterday. But yeah, it is 14-0 right now. Like I said, it took a little bit to warm them up, but they're doing all right. Just got to play a little bit smarter on their shots and keep doing what they're doing on defense because the other team is struggling to score. But, yeah, so we'll see. Oh, I lie. It's 16-0. I said 14. I'm lying to you guys. I'm sorry. I was getting the score mixed up. So it'll be a Viking ball to start the second quarter here. Bo gets the ball. Pass it to Avita. Avita back to Bo. Bo's going to get trapped by So Happy. Gets it out to Avita. Avita loses the ball. Out of bounds. It goes to the Golden Eagles. Check 1. Check. Okay. My mic wasn't in my face like it probably should have been. So Happy inbounds to Picard. Stewart's checked back in for the Golden Eagles. Sophie's taking a breather. A little bit of Moses to Moses right there. Grace to Sistine. Picard with the ball over to So Happy. So Happy, they're going to call a travel. Bo's going to take the ball forward for the Vikings here. Making them calling for a play. Number 3 with the ball now. Passes it right to Grace. Grace up to Picard. Kaela's going to take it all the way down for 2. Gets it in.
Basket's good.
Coast to coast.
Picard for 2.
From one end to the other end of the longhouse. A's. So Bo with the ball again for the Vikings. Pass it over to 35 there. I don't have the name for her. Well, I do. I just don't know it. Here now, Avita with the ball. Being met by the Golden Eagle defense. Cardenas with the ball over to 13, but rebounded by Grace Moses. Kaela with the ball right now. She's going to pass it to the corner for Sistine to take a 3, and she misses it, but So Happy gets the rebound. She also misses it. A jump ball, and possession goes to the Golden Eagles. So a couple of substitutions here for the Golden Eagles. Number 24, Sophie Bronson checks back in. And number 15, Hill is back in for the Vikings. Picard inbounds to So Happy. So Happy to Bronson. Bronson gets a screen by Picard, passes it to Picard. Picard for 2 is no good. Vikings get the rebound. Again, Bo's got the ball. Gets met by Picard on defense. Passes up to 13. Gets it intercepted by So Happy, but they keep the ball. Cardenas with the ball. Passes down to Bo. Bo was being smothered on defense by Kaela. Gets it over to Cardenas. Cardenas knocks down Grace Moses. Grace went down. No, they're throwing the ball around crazy. Let's see, Cardenas with the ball here now. Not Cardenas, that's Avita. Avita with the ball again. Golden Eagle defense is not allowing a thing. Well, foul on Sophie, it looks like. So Avita gets fouled. The foul is on Sophie Bronson. It's her first. Second team. So Avita at the line for 2. 5:33 left. It's 18-0. See if these free throws get them on the board for points. So 1 no good. Let's see here. Mendoza checks back in for the Vikings. The announcer's copying me. He's just kidding. So here we go. Second shot by Avita, and it is still no good. Rebounded by Picard, so it's remain scoreless so far. Bronson takes the ball up. Gets it to Grace. Grace down to Kaela. Kaela up to So Happy. So Happy to Picard. Picard down to Grace. Grace, So Happy. So Happy for 2. No good. Rolls in and out and stays out. So Golden Eagle defense is really swarming the offense of the Vikings. They're trying to figure out what to do exactly. Mendoza with the ball right now. She's going to make a play, pass it down to Hill. Hill's going to get swarmed by Ella and Sophie. 13 with the ball now, passes it over to Cardenas. Cardenas is met by Grace, then passes it over to Mendoza. Mendoza's met by So Happy. Down to number 13, who is Rodriguez. So, let's see, Mendoza went and took a layup, gets fouled on the shot.
Mendoza going to the line, shooting 2.
Foul was called on Stewart, which is her third team, excuse me. So Mendoza's at the line now, see if she can get them on the board. And she does. First point for the Vikings with 4:30 left in the first half. Getting ready to take her second shot here, see if she can make them both. And does not. Stewart with the rebound, gets it up to Picard. They're moving on the fast break, so Picard go for 2, no good. Grace with the ball, passes it right to the defense. So Mendoza's going to take the ball forward. Stops. Her foot slid, but they didn't catch it. Avita with the ball, hits her foot, goes out of bounds, goes to the Golden Eagles. Substitutions for the Golden Eagles, number 15, Hart, and number 23, Sistine Moses, checking in for So Happy and Grace Moses.
Umatilla. Check that Nixyaawii.
Brownson takes the ball forward for the Vikings, for the Eagles. Man, oh man, I think it's time for a Red Bull. I'm sitting here talking crazy. So tipped pass there, stays with the Eagles. 4 minutes left of the first half. Bronson inbounds to Picard. Picard gets it back to Hart. Hart gets it up to Stewart, but it was intercepted before Stewart can get it. So again, Vikings are getting swarmed on defense. The Golden Eagles are not letting them breathe on that press. Avita with the ball. She's being guarded by Stewart. Stewart staying right on top of her, causing her to lose her handle. She gets it over to Mendoza. Mendoza drives it in for 2. No good. 15 for the rebound. Don't know exactly what to do. So Avita takes a shot. Still no good. Rebounded by Moses. Moses to Bronson. Bronson she was looking at Kayla down there on the other end, but didn't get it to her. Stewart with the ball now for 2. No good. Gets her own rebound. Gets it to, trying to get it to Bronson, but gets it intercepted. So another foul on the shot. That one's going to be on Kayla. Mendoza's going back to the line for 2.
Tough card. 14 foul. Mendoza at the line shooting 2. Strikes first.
So that was Kayla's first, 4th team. Mendoza, good. Nope, it wasn't good. Offensively, they're struggling on getting some points on the board. And she gets the second, so 2 points there. 2 to 18. 3:04 left in the first half. Golden Eagles take a timeout. So anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier. Again, Happy Indian New Year to you all. I put it on the stream earlier to the Happy Holidays anyway. Happy New Year in Nez Perce, H. Nin Kimti in Miwit. That's how you say it in the Cayuse Nez Perce language. And then in Umatilla, Ayayani Chimti Anwiched. So again, Cayuse Nez Perce is H. Nin Kimti and Miwit. And Umatilla is Ayayani Chimti Anwiched. So Happy New Year to you all. Wishing you all well over this time being. Again, Indian New Year starts on the winter solstice, which begins today. And yeah, and then of course, you want to Merry Christmas for you all. It's very simple. You just say Mali Kishmish. Mali Kishmish is Cayuse Nez Perce, and then Mali Christmas is Umatilla. So, getting ready to start the game here again. Also, a shout out to Fred Hill and Kristen Parr for the translation and spelling and all that for me. Wanted to make sure we represent our nation one way, our people one way or another. Sistine gets the ball in for 2.
Moses for 2.
20 to 2 right now. 2:40 left in the first half. Mendoza takes the ball forward and she stops her dribble, met by Hart. Hart gets the steal, gets it up to Bronson. Bronson's going to stop. She's going to drive it in for 2. No good. Rebounded by the Vikings. Hill with the ball. She gets it over to Avita. Avita is going to drive the ball down, met by Kayla on defense. Pass it over to number 10, Mendoza, who's guarded by Kayla. Swarming on defense, man, let me tell you. Rodriguez passes it right to Bronson. Bronson's going to take the shot. Nice look, but it just didn't work. So foul is called. Not sure on who. Give me just a split second here.
Hart with the foul.
Oh, they're calling it on Hart, which will be her second.
Her second, 15.
Fifth team foul. So Mendoza passes it into Avita. Avita back to Moses. Mendoza gets the ball down to Cardenas. Gets it stolen by Bug, but couldn't capitalize on it. Avita with the ball. Gets double teamed by Moses and Picard. Gets it. Okay, so a foul was called on the play there. Foul was called on Sistine Moses.
Foul on Sissy Moses. Checking in for Nixyaawii number
So
21.
Golden Eagles
So
having a
happy.
substitution. So happy he's
Moses for
checking in for
16.
Stewart. Vikings with the ball. Cardenas there. I'm trying to. Okay, they're calling. They missed a couple of travels I was watching, but they called that second one. So Golden Eagles are going to get the ball. So happy he's going to inbound. Gets it into Bronson. Bronson's going to take the ball down. Bronson, we've called her the general just because she's the point guard that calls all the plays and whatever. Hart gets the ball in to Bronson. Bronson takes the ball back out to Hart. Hart over to Picard. Picard down to So Happy for two. No good. A jump ball. Possession goes to the Vikings. 1:14 left in the first half. It's 20 to 2. Yep, 2-0 to 2. Golden Eagles with the 18-point lead here in the first half. The only 2 points that the Vikings have had today are from free throws, and they're both by Mendoza. Great smothering defense again. Bronson passes it to Hart. Hart for 2. Gets it. And we mentioned that last night. That's her bread and butter, man. When she's down there, she gets that ball. She's going to knock those layups in unless she's going to get fouled. And she could do it while getting fouled too. So it's just a matter of first Avita for the first actual field goal of the game. So 4-22 now. Less than a minute, about 30 seconds actually left in the first half, excuse me. So happy Bronson over to Picard. Picard back to Hart to Bronson. Bronson gets it to So Happy to Moses. Moses for 2, gets it. So 20 seconds left in the first half. Moses gets those 2 points, bringing it to a 20-point lead. Vikings take the ball up. Mendoza stops her dribble, gets smothered by Mercedes. Mercedes and Sophie double teaming, gets that. That was a great play right there. You missed that. Sophie bounced past it to Hart for the 2 points. And that's the end of your first half. So it's 26-4. Golden Eagles with the lead. So again, great plays by the Golden Eagles so far. It is not necessarily close. I will not call it a close game. We'll see how it goes for the second half. But again, we're seeing great play by the Golden Eagles. So far, it's just been the main varsity players. I'm expecting to see the younger players coming out here shortly. But stay tuned. I'm going to put you guys on the other screen for a little bit so I can take a quick breather. Again, thank you for tuning in to KCW LP Pendleton 104.1 FM. You're listening to us on the radio, airwaves, or you're watching us and listening to us on the YouTube. Shout out to Anson. And so I'll be taking a break. Be back shortly. All right, and we're back. 1:30 left of halftime here. Nixyaawii is up 26-4. Uh, yeah, it's. I was trying to take a little breather, but we had a couple things come up. Not related to the stream or nothing. I just had to attend to a couple things. But anyway, hope you guys are staying safe out there. Like I said, it's slick. Um, you know, and for those who don't, I don't know. I would just say to be sure to check on your elders, check on your family who, you know, probably would need some sort of assistance, I guess. Because, yeah, with it being cold, don't want our elders out there trying to do something to hurt themselves. So, but anyway, getting ready to start the second half here. It's 26-4, like I mentioned. All right, you guys, give me just 1 second. I need to take care of something real quick. I'll keep the video on, but I'm gonna turn my mic off real quick. All right, I'm back. Like I said, I had a couple things come up during halftime. I had to make sure it was taken care of. So Golden Eagles on the swarming defense. They called a timeout right before they lost the ball. So 7:34 left in the third quarter here. Golden Eagles are up still. Possession is still with the Vikings. Again, happy Indian New Year to you guys. I kind of went over the languages a little bit earlier. You guys seen it on the screen during the halftime if you guys are watching the stream. So we're getting ready to come back into action here. Had a quick timeout by the Golden Eagles. By the Vikings, excuse me. They were almost going to lose the ball, so that caused them to call a timeout. So they're going to have the ball here at the end of the timeout. Hill is trying to pass it to Rodriguez, but gets intercepted by Hart. And Bronson's going to take the ball forward for the Golden Eagles. Passes it to Picard. Picard's going to pass it all the way to the corner here for Sistine. Sistine's going to take a three. Still no good. Sistine is struggling on the 3 points tonight. She was knocking them down last night against Four Rivers, but it's just not working out tonight. And the swarm of the defense. Stewart with a steal, but passes it right back to the defense. Foot slid. They're going to call it a travel. Substitution for the Vikings. Number 35, that is Cragen, something like that. So just a minute has gone by now in the third quarter. Hart has the ball here. She's going to pass it over to Sistine. Sistine gets the ball, pass it over to Picard. Picard over to Bronson. Bronson's going to fake it, takes a mid-range, no good. Hart got in there, tipped it out of the other rebounder's hands, but the Vikings still end up with the ball. Moving, they're trying to get the ball around. They're trying to get in and trying to score somehow, some way, but the Golden Eagles are just swarming them on defense. They're playing a 3-2 zone, it looks like. And they're staying right on top of them. 2 points is no good. Rebounded by Moses. Moses passes to Bronson. Bronson up to Hart. Hart to Picard. Picard couldn't take advantage of the fast break. Passes it to Bronson. Bronson gets it to Moses. Moses for two, and it's good. 28-4 with 6 minutes left of the third.
Good. Moses for 2.
Vikings are taking the ball forward now. We got Mendoza with the ball, passes it over to Bo. Bo is guarded by Picard, now being double teamed, but she passes it out to Mendoza. Mendoza is being guarded by Hart. Again, the Golden Eagles are strong on their defense tonight. Mendoza turns the ball over, goes to the Golden Eagles. She was trying to pass it to Cragen, but she was just wasn't there, ready for it. Picard inbounds to Hart. They're telling Hart to run the point, and so she's going to do so. Hart to Moses. Moses to the bench. A long haul pass right there. So 5:27 left of the third quarter now. Rodriguez inbounds to Mendoza. Mendoza is going to take the ball forward for the Vikings. Intercepted by Bronson. Bronson passes it down to Hart. Not Hart. To Hart passed it back to Bronson, and Bronson passed it to Picard. So I'm getting a little behind here. I think I should have took my Red Bull while I had the chance. I'm going to call a foul on Kyella. That's going to be her second, it looks like. First team for the half. Just about 3 minutes left of the third quarter. Bo's going to inbound the ball. She gets it into Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes the ball back, guarded by Hart. They got Hart right up there at the top of the floor there to keep on the strong smothering defense. So they're moving the ball around. Vikings are moving the ball around again, trying to figure out how to get the ball in, how to score. It's no good. Took a shot. Gets fouled. The foul is on Stewart.
Stewart with foul. Cragen at the line shooting 2. Stewart
So that's
second
yep.
team.
That's Stewart's second team for the half. Cragen at the line to shoot 2. Misses her first. Free throws are a struggle tonight for the Vikings. They made 2 out of like 6 or 7 that they've shot. 8. I made the third. That's their third free throw right there. So the 5 points they have, 3 points are off of free throws and 1 point's off of actual layup by Avita. So I'm not sure what play they're running, but they're moving the ball. Hart gets it into Moses. Moses runs into, or passes to Stewart. Stewart to Moses, and yeah, it's all over the place. Moses gets the ball, and she knocks it down from mid-range. So coming close to a 30-point lead here. The defense is swarming the Vikings again. Stolen by Hart now. Hart gets the steal, and she's going to run the ball up. She's going to slow it down. Gets it to Bronson. Bronson gets it into Stewart. Well, tried to. Seems like every time those passes are made, it's just a little too high. Again, Stewart was ready for the pass. Maybe a bounce pass would work, but I don't know. We'll find out. So substitutions, we got So Happy and Grace Moses checking in for Hart and Sistine Moses. And we got Mendoza taking the ball forward for the Vikings, being met by Bronson on defense. Over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez loses the ball. Jump ball. It's going to go to Golden Eagles. So Picard's going to inbound to Bronson. 3:43 left to the third quarter. Bronson passes it down to Stewart again, but the defense was there waiting for it. Out of bounds. Golden Eagle ball. Bronson will be inbounding. Gets it into Picard. Picard back to Bronson. Bronson to Grace Moses was no good. Layla was there ready for the rebound, but just doesn't get it. The Vikings get the ball now. Mendoza passes over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets swarmed. Jump ball again. Stays with the Vikings. So they're doing a trap. They're playing a trap. So whenever one player gets the ball, they're going to double team. And usually in the case, it leaves somebody open to score, but nobody else has scored. They're just don't know exactly what to do. Stolen there. Picard's with the ball, taking the ball down for 2.
Basket's good. Picard for 2.
Just under 3 minutes now left of the third quarter. It's 34-5. Back on that trap. Mendoza for 2 is no good. Rebounded by So Happy, but So Happy loses it. Bo passes it out to Cardenas. Cardenas to Cragen. Cragen's going to drive it in. She was passing the ball, but they're going to count it as a shot. So the foul is called on. The foul was called on Grace Moses, which would be her first. Misses her first. Avita checks back in for the Vikings, and then Sistine Moses checks in for Kyella for the Golden Eagles. Gets her second, so 4 out of the 6 points are coming from the free throw line. Moses with the ball now, passes it to So Happy. So Happy couldn't get it. It was intercepted. So Mendoza takes the ball forward for the Vikings, passes it over to Avita. Avita passes down to Cragen. Cragen down to Cardenas. Cardenas loses the ball. Gets it back, gets double teamed like that. Cragen down and below. Foul by Stewart.
Foul on Stewart. Cragen at the line, shooting 2.
Makes her first. Brings it to 7-34. Substitutions being made right here. Hart is checking in for Stewart.
Hart checks back in for Nixyaawii.
2:06 left in the third quarter. It's 34-7. Again, of the 7 points, 6, well, out of the 8 points, 6 of them are from the free throw line. Moving the ball around now. Golden Eagles are So Happy to Hart.
Timeout on the floor, 1:55 left in the third.
Yeah, they called the timeout right as the play was starting to get executed. So timeout Golden Eagles. Go ahead and watch these guys here. So again, thank you for tuning in to KCUW LP Pendleton 104.1 FM. Waiatona here. Lone show, representing the Res show still. One of the legs, I guess. And we got Anson, the Manson with the Planson. I started saying that after I heard Boots say Anson, the Manson. I thought that was pretty chuckly. But Anson's back at the station, I believe, helping, making sure the game is on the airwaves for you guys. So shout out to Anson as well. So we're a little bit, about 1:55 left of the third quarter. 8-34, Golden Eagles with a comfortable lead so far. So it'll be Golden Eagle ball here. Bronson into Moses. Moses for 3. Still no good. Rebounded by So Happy. So Happy can't grab the ball. Moses with the ball now. She passed it over to Grace. So a little bit of Sistine to a little bit of Moses to Moses action there, but it wasn't good. Sistine goes to the line. Now she gets fouled. She knew she got fouled, and she's going to the line. So Sistine's probably one of the more reliable free throw shooters for the Golden Eagles. Her and Stewart tend to go to the line quite a bit, and Hart as well. Moses makes her first, bringing the lead 35-8. And it's good for 2.
Moses hits both.
So now it's 28, a 28-point game. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Mendoza passes it into Cardenas. Cardenas gets it into Cragen. Cragen for 2. That is only their second field goal.
Scores. 9, Cardenas.
We need a hype mic man like that at our home games. Bronson pass fake,
Little
gets it in
runner's
for 2.
good. Bronson for 2.
You can hear Coach Noisy over there calling for a play or a defensive play. Looks like they're back on man defense now. Cardenas with the ball for the Vikings, being met by Grace Moses. Sophie Bronson guarding Mendoza. Mendoza took a shot, was no good. Sistine Moses with the ball now. Gets up to Bronson. Bronson's going to take the ball forward for the Golden Eagles. She passes it over to Layla. So happy. Layla with the ball. She's going to pass it over to Sistine. Sistine to Hart. Hart gets it all the way over to Bronson for 3. Way over, no good. 3-pointers are not the wave today for the Golden Eagles, but they're still being able to score regardless. So Avita with the ball, guarded by Hart, passes it over to Cardenas, who's guarded by Grace Moses. Passes it to Cragen, guarded by Sistine Moses. A foul is called. Not a foul. They're calling it a travel. So number 15 for the Vikings, Hills, checking in.
Hill's going to check in for the Lady Vikings.
So 9.9 seconds, just barely under 10 seconds left of the third quarter. Bronson takes the ball up, passes it over to Sistine. Sistine's going to drive it, and she's going to take a mid-range. No good. Rebounded by Cragen. And that's the end of your third quarter. 38 to 10. Golden Eagles up 28 right now. And again, per the OSAA regulation, is that if it reaches a 30-point lead, the clock will start to run. Well, stay running, that is. Again, thank you for tuning in. Golden Eagles are up right now. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here shortly. It's going to be Golden Eagle ball. So happy it's going to be inbounding. So it looks like a couple of the JV girls are in. Well, at least one of them. Beavis is in, as well as Diamond Green. So Sistine's playing the point right now. Passes to So Happy to Green. Green passes back to So Happy to Hart. Hart to Green. Green for 3. No good. It was just short. Rebounded by Hart. Saved by Hart. Pass it to Moses. No good. Rebounded by the Vikings. Now the coach is directing them, get back. No more press. Told them, take it easy. So Golden Eagles are on again. Still smothering on defense, though. They're aggressive players, to say the least. So there's a steal by Mercedes. Mercedes gets it down to Beavis. Beavis couldn't hold on to the ball, but passed it up to Sistine. Sistine's going to take. Nope, she's going to drive. She was going to drive it in. Passes it to Beavis. Beavis gets it over to So Happy over to Green for 3. Still short. These last couple of games, we got to see a little more of the JV players. So getting them a little bit of experience. Got to have them ready just in case a time does come where they're going to need to come in. Avita with the ball was guarded by Hart. Runs into Moses. Is going to get fouled on the shot.
Moses checks it. Moses with the foul. Avita shooting 2.
So Avita is going to be going to the line for 2. So
Bronson's gonna check
Mendoza's
back
in for
Nixyaawii.
the Vikings, and Bronson's back in for the Golden Eagles. Interesting move to have Sophie down there ready for the rebound. Well, they get the offensive rebound, but like I said, defense is staying on top of them. Rodriguez passes it over to Cardenas. Cardenas couldn't do nothing with it. She's got the ball now, passes it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez tips the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Again, some more smart defense. So Bo checking in for the Vikings. Bronson's going to inbound over there in front of the Viking bench. Passes it into So Happy. So Happy gives it right back. Bronson takes the ball forward, gives it to Beavis. Beavis is going to dribble it over to So Happy and give it to So Happy. So Happy is looking to do something. Couldn't quite get it. Bronson passes it in to Hart. Hart loses the ball. Beavis back on defense, ready for them. I guess she was looking for a call. She was ready there. A little bit of contact, but there was no call. So Beavis checks out now, and Picard checks in. We are under 6 minutes left of the ball game. Rodriguez for two, no good. Bronson. Now, I was trying to say that there was some contact between Picard and Moses, but couldn't spit it out. So Sistine still struggling with the three-point attempts. Rebounded by the Vikings. Mendoza with the ball, passes into Cragen. Cragen didn't quite get it, passes it to Kyella. Kyella gets knocked around a little bit, but at the end of the day, now we're here at the other end of the court where Hart passes to Bronson. Bronson's going to take mid-range, and it's no good. Rebounded by Rodriguez of the Vikings. So it must be a directive to kind of slow it down and take it easy, because usually we'd be seeing them score. So Bo for three. First and only three-pointer of the game. So Hart gets right in there for 2 more points. I'm kind of distracted by the announcer. I'm sorry. He's got a lot of energy, man. We need some of that back home. So Hart was on the defense there. Cragen for 2. Misses it. She was wide open, but she missed it and gives it to the creator, apparently. Holy heck, they ain't making a goddamn thing. So a foul on the shot. Foul is called on Picard.
Picard with the foul. Cragen at the line shooting 2.
Cragen will be back at the line to shoot 2. 14-40 right now. 4:20 left of the ball game. Stand by for the varsity boys. First shot is good. Beavis is back in for the Golden Eagles, as well as Hill and Avita for the Vikings. Yeah, I look at the bench for the Vikings, and I realize they only have 7 players suited up. So she missed her second attempt, rebounded by Hart, and she passes it to Bronson. Bronson's got the ball now. She passes it over to Hart. Hart's going to give it to Picard. Picard to So Happy loses the ball. So it'll be a Viking ball here. Avita passes it into Mendoza. Mendoza's got the ball. She's going to be pulling forward for the Vikings. Golden Eagles are kind of giving a little bit of space compared to what they have been. So we're under 4 minutes now left of the ball game. Hill gets the ball stolen by Kyella from behind. Kyella passes it up to Hart. Hart with that bread and butter right off the bat. 2 points for Hart.
That basket is good. Hart.
42-15, 3:30 left in the ball game. Bo passes it over there, gets it tipped out, and checking into the game are the Stewarts. Yep, you heard that right. Leanna and Ella Stewart checking in, as well as Lillian Watchman.
Deanna Stewart, Ella Stewart, and Watchman check in for Nixyaawii.
So Avita was wide open there, no good. Leanna, I'm not sure what happened to Leanna there. I'm not sure what happened there. Just excited to be on the floor, apparently. So Happy is going to inbound to Stewart. Passes it back to So Happy. So Happy passes over to Lillian. Lillian gets cornered. And she passes it to the defense. Avita with the ball now. Shoots it over Ella Stewart. And it's no good. Leanna was right there, but Lillian gets the ball. And Lillian with the jump ball again. The possession going to the Vikings this time. 2:42 left in the ball game, 15-42. Clock is not running as it's not a 30-point lead yet. So a 2-point shot there by Bo was no good. Stewart with the block. Leanna with the rebound. Leanna loses the ball. And Ella kind of chuckling at her over there. So Mendoza inbounds to Avita, back to Mendoza. Looks like the Golden Eagles are in a zone defense here. So Avita with the ball gets back to Mendoza or to Bo. Bo to Cragen. Cragen to Mendoza. They're moving there, taking some shots down there. I can't say who's who right now. Ella passes it over to Elena. Beavis is going to take it all the way up. So Happy wasn't open enough. Passes it to Watchman. Watchman passes it to So Happy. So Happy for three. Knocks it in. Now it's a 30-point ball game, which means the clock shouldn't be stopping. 1:45 left in the ball game. Stolen by Beavis. Passed it off the foot of the. Okay, so timeout. Golden Eagles 15-45. Again, now the JV players are starting to come in. The cavalry, I guess is what you would want to call them. Again, stand by after this game. We'll be doing a broadcast for the Varsity boys. It was a good matchup between the junior varsity boys earlier. And varsity boys usually doesn't stay too close, but we shall see. You really never know until it happens. So getting ready to start, finish off the game here. So 1:35 is left in the ball game. 15-45. Golden Eagles up by 30. Stewart into Green. Green's going to take the ball forward here. Passes over to Moses. Grace, she passes to Beavis. Beavis is going to drive it in for two. So Mendoza takes the ball forward here for the Vikings, loses the ball, gets it back, passes it to Hill. Hill passes it out to Avita. Avita back to Mendoza. Mendoza for two, gets it in. How come Elena didn't get a hype announcement like that? Hey, he's just kidding. So Green with the ball now. She's being guarded by Mendoza. Green passes it to Lillian. Lillian passes it over to Beavis. So a few sets of cousins out here, it looks like. Green in the corners, passing out to Beavis. Beavis hammers it down over there to Grace, but loses the ball. Running clock, so 30 seconds left. The Vikings with the ball here, taking it down for the Vikings. Cragen loses the ball, turns around to see Lillian in her face, takes a shot there, no good. Gets the rebound, puts it back up, no good. Cragen gets another rebound for, nope. A lot of attempts, but nothing's going in. And another offensive rebound. Stewart with some defense right there. Well, there you go. There you have it. There's your game. 14 or 17 to 47.
Vikings 17. Stay tuned for the boys varsity matchup.
So, again, got to see the girls get their minutes in. Yeah, it was a great game. Good showing by the Golden Eagles. Good win on the road here. Again, thank you for tuning in to KCW LP Pencil 104.1 FM. I know that a lot of you guys may be, maybe staying home due to the weather back at home. But we're here at Umatilla High School, where the varsity girls just got a 30-point win. And the boys are coming up here shortly, so stay tuned. Yeah, stand by. The stream is already set up. I just got to get it all started up and ready for you guys. So we shall see you guys here shortly.